Good morning, here are your answers from yesterday. Today we are moving on to how we might use a bar model to compare two sets. So this time our bar model is going to look a little bit different. I'm going to show you with the Lego what I mean to start with. So let's imagine that I've got some Lego, which I have. I've got some yellow Lego and I've got some green Lego. And I want to compare the size of the amount of Lego I have. So let's do it by counting to start with. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of yellow Lego, okay? And I've got 7 pieces of green Lego. So if I wanted to know how many pieces of Lego I've got all together, I could just take this, put it together, there's my bar, add them up, total, brilliant. But what if I wanted to know the difference between the numbers? Well, this time I'm going to draw 2 bars because I'm comparing them. So what I'm actually doing is I'm putting them next to each other like that, or on top of each other like that. So I can compare the size of the amount of yellow bricks to the amount of green bricks. Now, you can see from looking at that, even without any numbers, that I have more yellow bricks. Okay, so my yellow bricks are going to be bigger. How would that look like if we were going to draw it as a bar then? Well, it would look like this. I'm going to draw it underneath. So I'm going to have 2 bars. I'm going to have 1 bar, which is a little bit longer. That's going to represent my yellow bricks. Now, because I want it to be really clear what my representation is, I'm going to write yellow here. You could just write Y if you wanted to, so you know that that's your yellow bar. Then I've got to draw my green bar. Now I know my green bar is going to be shorter because I have fewer green bricks. Okay, so here's my bar that represents my green bricks. And I'm going to label it so I know really clearly how many bricks I've got all together. Okay, let's imagine then that I don't know how many green bricks I've got, but I do know how many yellow bricks I've got. So my yellow bricks are going to be 11 because that's how many bricks I've got. Now, what if I don't know how many green bricks I've got, but I do know that this gap here is worth 4 bricks? What if I know the difference is 4, but I don't know how many green bricks I've got? Let's have a look at that bar model for a second. I need to work out what add 4 makes 11. Well, I can do that by starting with my 11 and taking away 4 to work out how many green bricks I've got. 11 take away 4 is 7. On this bar, I've got 7 green bricks. What about if I know a different piece of information? Let's use the same again, but let's not worry this time about how many bricks there are in real life. We're just going to use it as a representation. So this time I'm going to say, right, here's my bar model. I'm going to draw exactly the same bar model because that's what it looks like. And these are my yellow bricks and these are my green bricks. Let's imagine that I know that there are 23 green bricks. And I know that the difference between the green bricks and the yellow bricks is 17. How can I use that to work out how many yellow bricks I've got? I've got 23 green bricks and I've got 17 more yellow bricks. Pause the video. What calculation would I have to do to work out my question mark? Okay, so hopefully you spotted. We have to do 23 add 17, okay, which gives us 40. So in this case, I have 40 yellow bricks. Can you see why it's really important when you draw your bar to label what you know? Then you can look at your bar model and think, okay, what don't I know and how am I going to work it out? Let's look at some examples from the textbook. Let's have a look at this first one. So the numbers have got a little bit bigger, but the concept is the same. Mrs. Williams has 213 chickens on her farm. Mr. Evans has 78 more chickens on his farm. How many chickens does Mr. Evans have on his farm? So first of all, we need to draw the bars. We're going to have one bar for Mrs. Williams and one bar for Mr. Evans. Mrs. Williams' bar, we know it's 213 because she's got 213 chickens. Okay, so Mrs. Williams, I'm just going to put MW there for you. We know that that is 213 chickens. Mr. Evans has 78 more chickens. We don't know how many chickens, but we know he's got more, so his bar is going to be longer. There's Mr. Evans. We don't know how many chickens he's got. We do know, though, that it's 78 more than Mrs. Williams. So this part, where we don't have a bar, is going to be worth 78. That's going to represent the 78 more. So we've started, we've drawn the bars, we've labelled everything we know. Now, look at the bars. What calculation are we going to do to work out the question mark? Well, you can see you're going to add those two together. 213 add 78 is 291. Mr. Evans has 291 chickens on his farm. Let's have a look at this one, number 2. 305 children go to the park on Saturday. 278 more children go to the park on Sunday than on Saturday. How many children go to the park on Sunday? So we've got our Saturday bar. We know that that's 305. And we've got our Sunday bar. We know it's longer because it says more children. We don't know how many though. We do know there are 278 more. So how are we going to work out how many children go to the park on Sunday? Pause and have a go, and then unpause for me to go through the answer. Okay, hopefully you spotted that we need to do 305 add 278. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to draw it today. I'm going to use the abstract. You might have drawn the models, or you may have used base 10, that's fine. Ones first. 5 ones add 8 ones is 13 ones, which is 1 10 and 3 ones. Tens, 7 tens add 1 10 is 8 tens. And then hundreds, 3 hundreds add 2 hundreds is 500. 583 children go to the park on Sunday. Let's have a look at another one. Ruby has £55. Ty has £12 more than Ruby. How much does Ty have? Have a look at the bar model. We know how much Ruby's got. We know that Ty has got £12 more, but we don't know how much Ty has got. Pause. How do you think you're going to find the answer? And then unpause and I'll go through it with you. Okay, we can see from this bar, can't we? The one we need to find, the question mark, is the long bar. So we're going to need to do an addition. So we need to do 55 add 12, which is 67. So hopefully you worked out that Ty has £67. Now this one is slightly different. Let's have a look at number 4. The information we've got this time is a little bit different. 459 children go swimming on Monday. 46 fewer children go swimming on Tuesday than on Monday. How many children go swimming on Tuesday? So this time, we've got Monday's bar. We know that Monday's bar is 459 because 459 children go swimming on Monday. This time, the word fewer is used. 46 fewer children. That means there were less children, so the bar has to be shorter. This time, we don't know how many went on Tuesday, but we do know the difference between the bars was 46 because it was 46 fewer children. Because we're working out a problem where there's fewer children, we know the number's going to get smaller, so we're going to do a takeaway. 459 take away 46 is 413. Let me just show you what that calculation would look like written in a column method. So we start with our ones. 9 ones take away 6 ones is 3 ones. Then our tens. 5 tens take away 4 tens is 1 10. And then our hundreds. 4 hundreds take away no hundreds is 4 hundreds. So 413 children go swimming on Tuesday. Let's have a look at a couple more. Millie scores 824 points in a bowling competition. Hardeep scores 157 points fewer than Millie. How many points does Hardeep score? The bar model has been drawn for you. We know how many points Millie scored, and we know that Hardeep scores fewer than Millie, and we know the difference. Have a look at that bar model. How are we going to work out this question mark? Pause and have a go, and then come back where we'll go through the answers. Okay, because Hardeep scored fewer, we know we're going to have to do a takeaway. The number's going to get smaller. So we've got 824, which was Millie's points, and then we're going to take away 157, which is our difference. Okay, 4 ones take away 7 ones. I can't do that, so I'm going to regroup that one of those 10s into 10 ones. 14 take away 7 is 7. Now for the 10s, 1 10 take away 5 10s. I can't do that. I'm going to regroup 100 into 10 10s. 11 10s take away 5 10s is 6 10s. And 700s take away 100 is 600. So Hardeep scored 667 points. Last one then, let's have a look at this. Mr. Green sells 300 newspapers on Monday. He sells 126 more newspapers than Mr. Jones on that day. How many newspapers does Mr. Jones sell? Here's our bar model. It's been drawn for us. Have a close look. How are we going to work out this question mark? Could you write down the calculation you're going to do, find the answer, and then unpause the video to compare with mine? Right, so we're finding the smaller bar because Mr. Jones sold fewer newspapers. So it's going to be a takeaway again. 300, take away 126. Now, this is one of those ones where we've got some zeros. You may have drawn the calculation to help you this time, or you may have used equipment. This is what the abstract looked like. First of all, our ones. 0 ones take away 6 ones. I can't do that, I haven't got enough. So I'm going to exchange a 10. Oh, but I don't have a 10. So I'm going to exchange 100. I'm going to regroup 100 into 10 10s. I want one of those 10s for 10 ones, so I'm going to leave 9 behind and make 10 ones. 10 ones take away 6 ones is 4 ones. 9 10s take away 2 10s is 7 10s. And 200s take away 100 is 100. So Mr. Jones sells 174 newspapers. Okay, there was quite a lot to do, wasn't there? This week we've solved an awful lot of addition and subtraction problems. So yours today then, I want you to do questions 1, 2, 5 and 6 from your practice. Those are the ones where the bar model has been done for you. If you finish that, there are 4 more calculations to do. So numbers 3, 4, 7 and 8 are word problems again, but this time there aren't any bar models drawn for you. So if you're still struggling with the bar models, just do the first 2 pages. Notice the numbers 1, 2, 5 and 6. If you're ready to have a go at drawing your own bar models, you can do 3, 4, 7 and 8 as well. At the end of this week, we would like you to do a little quiz to see how you've got on and to check that you're understanding what we're covering while you're at home. So, on your Teams channel, underneath Mrs. Forney's Maths group, you will see an assignment to do on the Friday. If you open that assignment, there are a few problems for you to work to, and then we'd like you to hand that assignment in. Have a good weekend.